Continuing coverage of today's apparent assassination attempt on former President Trump. More on this. Let's bring in Florida Congressman Mike Waltz. Congressman, thank you for joining me. He sits on the House Armed Services and Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, and we greatly appreciate your insights today. You, of course, have served yourself, a combat veteran. What do you make of what we're learning so far about sort of this nest that the alleged would-be assassin set up there in the bushes right outside of just a couple hundred yards from where the president was playing golf? The GoPro that was found, the equipment, the gun, your thoughts?
Well, first, I want to commend, obviously, the Secret Service agent who saw a threat and took immediate action. I want to commend the service and the FBI and our sheriffs for immediately having a press conference and informing the public of what they know when they knew it, unlike what happened after July 13th, where we literally went days without then Director Cheadle or anyone informing the public. But I want to, Molly, I want to make a very important point here. You know, this rhetoric against President Trump, this narrative that he will be the next dictator, that he is the next Hitler coming, it has got to stop. Enough is enough. Stop it on the left for doing this. It is bad enough that we have an enemy of the United States, Iran, with active plots to kill him, one of which was just stopped a few weeks ago. We now have multiple assassination attempts in a matter of months. And when you have this narrative coming from the left, from media, from elected officials even, that Trump has to be stopped by any means necessary, it shouldn't surprise anyone that these people are being radicalized and taking action like this. So my message to them, if you truly care about our democracy, as you say you do, let democracy play out with the voters and knock off this rhetoric. One person's already been killed in Butler, Pennsylvania. And but for the actions of one Secret Service agent today, there might have been more.
Yeah, I think you point to some of the things. There are some heroes on the ground today that acted with incredible bravery, not just spotting the gun, the barrel, the taking action immediately, but also chasing down this vehicle where clearly there was someone that would potentially could be a very dangerous individual. So heroes on the ground in multiple places today. But as you mentioned, this is a second assassination attempt. The first assassination attempt, very public as well, as the president was speaking behind the podium to the nation as he's the leading candidate for his party. Here today, there's a GoPro on the scene. So there does seem to be, as the sheriff even pointed out, that this may have been an attempt to broadcast something. That there is a certain attention seeking going on here. Your thoughts on that?
Well, that's right. And that's playing into this kind of public propaganda narrative that, you know, he would be some type of potential hero in stopping an authoritarian takeover of the United States, which is how the left repeatedly is painting President Trump. I mean, they took maybe a 3-4 day pause after he almost had his head blown off on national television. President Trump even said so during the debate where he said to Kamala Harris, you know, the things you're saying almost got me killed. But I want to make another point. I'm a member of the Assassination Task Force. We were just briefed by Acting Director Rowe as it pertained to the July 13th assassination attempt, that President Biden ordered that former President Trump and Kamala Harris have the same level of protection that a current president, that Biden has. But I'm hearing from agents already that if that was true, if that was being implemented, you would have had a much larger presence from the Secret Service around that golf course. You would have had plainclothes officers in that tree line. You would have had more local law enforcement in place. And the Palm Beach County Sheriff essentially said the same thing. When President Trump was president, they had much more of a presence on the ground. So look, if they need more resources from Congress, if the Secret Service needs some type of new technology, if they need more resources to local law enforcement, let us in Congress know now. This isn't something we can think about down the road. These plots are active, they're ongoing, and we need to give the Secret Service everything they need to keep our president safe.
Congressman Mike Waltz, thank you so much for coming on, for bringing us your information, your insights. We have been getting a lot of information about the first assassination attempt through Congress, so we greatly appreciate you joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.